Hey there, podcast listeners. Are you ready to take your game day to the next level? I'm excited to announce that I've partnered with SeatGeek as their newest brand ambassador. That's right, I'm officially royally quacking about this awesome collaboration. SeatGeek is your go-to platform for finding the best deals on your tickets to all your favorite events. From concerts to sports, they've got you covered. And as a special thank you to my listeners, use code Royally Quacked. That's right, you can use it in all caps, Royally Quacked, for $20 off your first SeatGeek order. So what are you waiting for? Grab your friends, score some awesome tickets, and go make some unforgettable memories together. Thank you for SeatGeek for making it happen.
Welcome back, hockey fans, to Royally Quacked, where I'm Royal and he's Quacked. In fact, I think we're Quacked times 2 today.
Quack
Aren't we,
squared.
Cody?
That's your royal.
I like that even better. Quack squared.
We've got your royal quackness, and then the guy Gary that just shows up.
Oh, if you didn't recognize the voice, that's our buddy Adam Broehl joining us today
From the
Back
Yoda
again.
Hiller Studios.
Yoda's. I like it.
Eric Portillo Studios.
No.
Okay, so Adam has just shared with us it's really Portillo, people, even though everybody else says Portillo, even on the broadcast. And because he just likes to play hockey, he doesn't really care if you get his name correct.
He's just happy that people are saying his name. He doesn't care if it's wrong or not.
Yeah,
Well, I could tell you he was the main reason that the Kings beat the Ducks last week.
He's the only reason the Kings beat the Ducks.
Yeah.
He took the one shot, hit the duck right there, knocked it right out of the air. Man, impressive first game for the kid. I got to give him that.
I absolutely love that he got his win in his NHL debut. I'm just sad it was against the Ducks.
Yeah.
Same.
But anyways, we'll move on from that now. So, do you want to start with Duck news, Cody?
Yeah, we'll start with some Ducks news. Leo Carlsson, who sustained an upper body injury, he is still recovering and has been skating on his own. The team is not disclosing the specific details of his injury at this time.
Which is pretty common in hockey now.
It is very common.
Lower body,
hockey.
upper body.
Yeah.
But in reality, everything is hidden and censored, but for the most part, you kind of understand what it is already, because every time it's an upper body injury, it's usually like abdomen, maybe shoulder. Like, you can figure it out if you go back and watch the tape.
Yeah.
True, but also you got HIPAA rules where they're not supposed to be disclosing somebody's medical condition. So
yeah, the NHL's a lot more lenient.
Hockey does it, because it's a protection for the player.
Well, then it's not like the NFL is you have to disclose what's wrong with the player, like what injury. In the NHL, it's a lot more lenient on that apparently. So, all right, but the next bit of news is Trevor Zegras is got injured during the Vegas game. Eric Stevens says that Zegras was last seen at the arena with crutches. Wow. It was a non-contact injury. It's just a really weird fluke injury too. I don't know if you guys saw it or not.
I did not see it, but
yeah, I saw the highlights on ESPN.
Yeah, I didn't realize until the second period last night that he was even out of the game, because I missed the first period.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, you would have been able to tell right away that Zegras wasn't in the game last night if you watched it right away.
It's like, well, I was going to bring it up sooner or later. I mean, the announcers. Did you listen to the game last night at all, or watch it, Adam?
Yeah.
I mean, they kept all he complained about for 2 periods is there's nobody in front of the net.
Yeah, look,
And I'm going like,
we can get to that when we talk about that game later.
okay.
But the next bit of news is appears that Robbie Fabry, who underwent, oh God, I don't know if I'm so gonna butcher this name.
Arthroscopic.
What my dad said, knee surgery, and he is preparing to start skating soon. Sorry, it's my flu game. This is my flu game podcast.
He's under the weather.
I'm a little under the weather.
Arthroscopic knee surgery.
Yeah. I've always had a hard time. Honestly, if I was 100% healthy, I'm pretty sure I would have still butchered that name.
It's okay.
I butcher hockey names. He butchers the rest of the English language.
Yeah.
I always screw it up because there's the 2 different surgeries. There's arthroscopic and then there's orthoscopic, and I always say one for the other and not know the difference between either of them either. So
yeah, true.
It works out.
I think that's most of America, Adam.
Yeah.
I don't think they know that. I'm not a doctor either.
I'm not a doctor. I do play one on TV. All right. Next bit of news is Carrie Torrance and Austin Bernovic have been selected to represent the United States in the World Juniors this year, or next year. So I'm glad that these 2 players are going to be able to represent their country, because the next person is not going to be able to represent their country yet. Beckett Seneca, the Ducks' 3rd overall pick in the 2024 draft, was unfortunately snubbed from the Canadian World Juniors roster. He becomes the first 3rd overall pick to not make the World Juniors team roster. But here's the thing. 6 out of the 10 picks from the 24 draft failed to secure their spot on the World Juniors team roster. But you want to know what's...
Is he too young? Is it because of that injury they had?
They just didn't pick him. Seneca's he's been healthy. There is no injury in it. They just didn't. They're going a different way on the roster. I think they're trying something different or something like that. But since he's been snubbed, I know right here it says in 2 games, but really right here I'll just say the 2 games. After being snubbed from the juniors, he scored 11 points in 2 games. In the first game, he had 4 goals and 2 assists in 1 game. Then the next game, he had 1 goal and 4 assists in the second game. And I believe last night, he added another 2 points with one of I think the sickest goals you'll probably see this season anywhere. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but I suggest you pull it up because it's all over hockey Twitter right now. Right now he has 43 points right now in 25 games. I can't tell you the exact goals and assists right now, but last time I saw he was 4th in goals and 7th in points in the CHL.
Nice.
And that's all of them. I
saw the highlight of it on Instagram this morning.
That thing was...
Oh my God!
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah. What the? No,
yeah, I wasn't going to do that. I'm not going to have your mom on my case next week. So I'm not doing the second part of that.
Yeah, but let's just say after seeing his highlight goal, that was pretty much my reaction. Was his reaction of getting drafted by the Ducks?
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. That's on like YouTube.
Just look up Beckett Seneca. I'm pretty sure it's going to pop up pretty quick.
Okay. You can find it anyway.
Yeah,
I have not seen that yet, but I love watching those type of plays. I don't care who does them. I just like watching them.
And by the way, in I think 2 of the 3 games that he made all these goals against, like these big goals against, were against the number 1 team in the East and the number 1 team in the West. So it's not like he's doing it against the bottom feeders. He's doing it against the top teams. And that highlight goal that he scored last night was against I think the number 1 defenseman in juniors right now, Sharks prospect Sam Dickinson.
Oh.
Just embarrassed him.
Yeah.
So next bit of news for all those Trevor Zegras concerned people in the hockey world. Zach Kavanaugh asked him straight up, "Are you having fun?" And Zegras said with a smile and a laugh, I'm having a great time. Are you kidding me? I'm living the dream. So all you people thinking that he's miserable, he doesn't want to be there, there's your answer.
Well, the one thing is both of our teams have a guy who's supposed to be a superstar struggling. Zegras has been struggling even through last season. But this season, Quentin Byfield's been struggling. It's got, and I don't think that they're not trying. It's just not bearing fruit right now. I mean, they're both working hard and playing hard, but they're just not scoring like they should. And I think that's going to change for both of them eventually.
Well, before the injury, Zegras was starting to look like he was up and coming, and he was starting to get things together. But even with the Ducks and their young roster, it's like Zegras, starts that uphill climb to start looking better and becoming the player that he needs to be, and then there's Mason McTavish that you're trying to figure out what happened to him.
Yeah, he's been down this year. But there's. I was talking to Cody about like a plus minus segment, and really my idea is about who's playing well, who's not playing well, and I mean, you guys got two guys that could be eventually Hall of Fame hockey players not playing up to their par, and we have three of them doing it. I mean, two of them that are very poor, and one of them is okay. One of them we traded the guy who's going to be playing for USA Hockey, in the Four Nations. You know who I'm talking about. So
I did not like that trade when you guys made it, but
well, I understand we made it from a strength of we had a lot of right-handed defensemen at the time.
You traded the wrong right-handed defenseman.
Well, I don't think I think he wasn't going to sign.
Yeah, probably.
And so in the long run, instead of getting nothing, we got Kevin Fiala. Okay. Ooh,
true.
Now
Spoiler.
I spilled the beans.
Spoiler.
Hey, you're complaining about that?
Spoiler alert, guys. Faber got traded to the Wild for Kevin Fiala. Spoiler alert.
Well, he's just been up and down, but he's been better than Byfield, better than Moore.
Well,
Moore was the leading scorer on the Kings last year.
He should be better than Moore.
Yeah, but Moore was the leading scorer for the Kings last year with 31 goals.
Yeah. So, well, let's get back to Ducks news before we get on to King stuff, please.
Sorry.
All right. Last bit of news.
You're taking too long. Moving on, kid.
Well, you're the reason why it's taking so long. Anyways, last bit of Ducks news, the one that happened yesterday that shocked the world. The Anaheim Ducks acquired Jacob Trouba from the New York Rangers in exchange for Urho Vakanainen and a conditional 2025 fourth-round pick. And the condition is New York receives the lower of Anaheim or Detroit's 2025 fourth-round pick. And that was that Detroit one is from when we acquired Robbie Fabry.
So you can't say arthroscopic, but you can say Vakanainen. I just don't get it.
Here's the thing. It makes sense. It makes sense if you don't think about it.
He's heard of Vakanainen way more than arthroscopic.
Yes, that is very true.
Well, we've come to the conclusion. I screw up the hockey names.
Yes.
And he screws up the rest of the English language.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm helping him. He's helping me. I guess that's why we're a team.
English is my fourth language.
And I'm here just to poke both of you and make fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Adam. It's always nice to have someone have fun with us on here. So I guess we're going to go to Kings news, and we're going to talk.
Whoa. Let's discuss this Trouba trade. We didn't even get to finish talking about this.
You want to complain some more?
I mean, like, we didn't get to really talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
But like I said, one, Trouba's he's a good, you don't captain the New York Rangers for nothing,
Okay.
He is a great player, but that's not someone who I thought the Ducks should have gone out and got, in my opinion.
Well, who'd you want? I mean,
Chris Kreider.
Yeah. I would have. But here's the thing: we're not struggling defensively. We're struggling offensively, right? We're I think what right now. I know I'm gonna talk about this later, but we're I think what top 15 in goals against.
Yeah, until last night.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think we dropped from like 8th to 11th after last night. But like, here's the thing: we're not struggling defensively. Of course, we're also, our goalies are saving our asses right now. But
except for last night.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But what we're doing is we're struggling to put stuff in the net for us. So why would we go out and get someone that's not really going to help with that? Now you create even a more logjam right now on defense. Since Cam Fowler's now back, which I forgot to mention in the notes, but yeah, Cam Fowler's back, and since Fowler's back, Minchikov's been healthy scratched 2 games now. One of our top defensive, he's supposed to be our number 1 defenseman of the future, and you healthy scratch him for 2 straight games? Then you bring in another defenseman?
Well, let's have fun with this. Like, your argument on the trade, I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, if we don't have a solid defense, then the offense isn't going to get their opportunity to work their things out. So why didn't we just go and get Shesterkin in this trade?
Well,
because they weren't going to trade Shesterkin.
No, I'm like I said. I mean, even though me and Cody are on the same team, I'm just kind of playing devil's advocate here. Like, yes, it is very nice to have a defensive defenseman that, yes, captain the New York Rangers. Maybe he could be a long-term captain if we hold on to him for a couple of years after, Gudas finally decides to retire. I mean, me personally, why couldn't we have got rid of Cam Fowler? Like, I would have kept Vakanainen and then Fowler. Like, I mean, personally, which is controversial, I think Cam Fowler has just been overrated his entire career.
So let's change the trade. It was Trouba to the Ducks for Cam Fowler and a 2025 4th-round pick.
I would have loved it.
Happy?
I would have been much happier with that.
Okay, so it's who we gave up.
Well, so think about it. Vakanainen's he's only played 7 games out of the 25 we've played.
Mm-hmm.
So he's already been getting healthy scratch. Now you're bringing in another defenseman. So think about it. Minchikov's already been healthy scratch for 2 games. Vakanainen was already out. Now you bring in Trouba, who's going to be playing. Now you're taking out either Lacombe, Hellison. I mean, now we do have 3 right-handed shot defensemen, which I don't think any other team in the NHL even has.
Okay, I got another thing for you. So maybe this is just a precursor to the Cam Fowler trade.
See, that's what everyone's hoping for, and that's what I'm hoping for too.
And that way, there's now a spot open, and maybe the Cam Fowler trade will bring you someone who's a little bit more of a goal scorer than they have now.
We'll see.
Okay, so
I don't know. I don't think if we haven't gotten rid of Fowler yet, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon.
The thing
time will tell. The trade deadline isn't here yet. And when the trade deadline comes, the teams that are on the bubble are going to be looking for help, and he could be a pickup for some team.
The thing that bugs me the most about this trade is we take on the full $8 million of this contract to help the New York Rangers, and yet we don't get anything in return for taking on that contract.
We get Trouba.
No, I don't care.
Wait, okay, let's okay.
Think about it. We help the Rangers take on
I'm the intermediary here.
We have the cap space. What does it matter?
Exactly. We're helping a team.
Cody.
Get the cap.
Cody, relax. Okay. So what Cody's trying to say is he thought they should have gotten a little bit more. If they should have taken some of the money away, because he's not an $8 million defenseman anymore.
No, he's not.
So he thought maybe, they should have gotten a draft pick or 2 or something else to eat that contract, because they have the room to eat the contract. But where a lot of teams give more to get rid of the contract, and that's obviously we see this happen, and all of a sudden Shesterkin signed for $11.5 million a year. Oh, sorry.
Spoiler.
alert.
That was a real
league news.
spoiler. Real spoiler right there.
Oh, I'm just ruining the whole. Should I just get off and go home? I'm already home. Never mind.
Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is that yes, we gave up Vakanainen, which in reality I love the guy, but he's a bottom pairing defenseman.
Yeah.
And then we got a draft pick of, unfortunately, a 4th rounder. Maybe we could have upsold it and got a 3rd rounder, but for giving Trouba in his experience, I think that it's a fair trade. Now, if we'd have got rid of Fowler and then picked up Trouba and a draft pick, I think we would have, for lack of a better term, completely trade raped New York on that trade. Like if we were going to have to get Trouba and the contracts, we were going to have to give up, at least a draft pick or 2 plus Cam Fowler, if not more, depending on how the trades went. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but I think it's a fair trade.
I mean, I guess we can agree to disagree on this. I feel like the Ducks should have gotten something in return for taking on the full $8 million. I know we have the cap space. That's part that doesn't bug me. But if you have the cap space and see a team struggling, and they need to get that cap off, you should be like, hey, well, give us something in return to take on that full cap. Think about like what the Coyotes did all those years. Or even what Montreal did with Sean Monahan. They was it the Flames traded Monahan and a 1st-round pick to the Canadiens for pretty much nothing in return, and they got to keep Monahan, and then they traded Monahan to the Jets and got another 1st-round pick for him.
A bag of pucks. They traded a bag of pucks.
A bag of pucks?
A bag of pucks.
Sounds like that's all we're going to get for Cam Fowler, but we'll move on.
Okay. Are we
yes,
moving
we're done.
to Kings news now?
Yes, we can go to Kings news now.
Okay. So, for the World Juniors update, we have 3 Kings prospects will be playing for one USA will be Hampton the Hammer. Here's the hockey name, Slukinski. In Canada, we'll have Carter George, the recently 11th goalie to score a goal in the OHL. And Czechia will have defenseman Jacob Dvorak. I think we lost Adam. Oh, he's back. Second piece of news is Trevor Lewis is out 4 to 6 weeks with an undisclosed injury. Some people will be happy about that, thinking that, maybe we'll get some time for Akil Thomas out there. We'll see what's going to happen with all that. So, and then goaltender Darcy Kemper has been activated from injured reserve. Will he play today? Possibly. And then goaltender Eric Portillo has been loaned to the Ontario Reign, the Kings American Hockey League affiliate. Arthur Kaliev skating in practice with a red jersey on, which means he's not quite ready.
Just means they can't hit him.
Yeah, the non-contact jersey.
Yeah, well, that may have changed because this is a couple days ago. Also, Akil Thomas skated with a regular jersey on, so he's ready to play. And a Drew Doughty update, he is walking normally, but is way off before he can compete on the ice. So it's probably going to be at least another month before they get Drew back.
Yeah, because they said late December, mid-January before he's back?
Could be end of January.
End of January, okay.
You're talking to get in skating shape because he hasn't been able to.
Yeah, but Drew Doughty's a freak. I think he can come back quick.
There's that possibility that he could. Because
I know he wants to try to come back so he can
back and have him get hurt again.
Yeah.
So I don't want to bring him back too early.
True.
And the Kings have been at least competitive. And, they're on a win streak right now, 4 games.
What's that like?
I still cringe when I think about that injury, though. Oh.
Yeah.
The Drew Doughty one? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah.
I was hurting watching it too. And the funny thing is, I was half watching it when it happened, and I had to watch the replay. And then I go, God, I hope it's not like when, I don't know, maybe you're not old enough, when Joe Theismann I think it was Monday or Thursday Night Football, he got his leg, and it was basically broken the other way. And they showed it about 25 times. And I'm like, I was getting ready. I'm going, I got to turn the channel. If they show that one more time, I think I'm going to barf.
I've seen that highlight video of Lawrence Taylor hitting him. Oh,
it was vicious. And I mean, nobody wants to watch that.
Nope. All right, league news. before this gets even more cringy, because I'm like, my body's like, no.
You got the notes right, Adam?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. You want to start us off with
it's your guys' podcast, but I mean, I can jump in.
Hey, well, we're sharing the mics with you today. I don't mind sharing the mic.
It's up to you guys.
Yeah. So you want to read the first one?
Sure, I'll get it. So Dallas Stars Tyler Seguin is out 4 to 6 months after hip surgery.
That's a big loss for them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
guess who's going to be a buyer at the trade deadline if they don't buy even before that?
Well, they're already saying that Dallas is looking. They're already reaching out to Pittsburgh for Malkin.
Really?
I do not think that Malkin will get traded.
Well, is it his choice though? Because I don't know if he has the player-friendly contract. Because Pittsburgh basically put out in the universe that, hey, everyone's available except for Crosby.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Well, yeah, if you remember right, Malcolm said, I don't want to go anywhere.
Well, he doesn't want to.
And I would think that the management, for all the things Malcolm has done for him, would not do that. But I could be wrong. I mean, to me, he's been loyal and stayed. Could have left with free agency, never did. And sometimes you honor that stuff, even though if it hurts your team just a little bit, because it's just loyalty goes both ways. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Avalanche forward Jonathan Drouin, week to week with an upper body injury.
Sorry,
You're up, Cody.
Sorry, I was trying to see if he has a no trade or on. Malkin has a no trade, or
if he doesn't speak up soon, Adam, just take the next.
I was going to say, since he's doing his thing, so
yeah.
Vancouver Canucks Boser is back after his illegal check that caused a 7-game absence. I don't remember that one. Which one was the Boser hit?
Who hit him? They got suspended, right?
So wait, he got was it an illegal check that caused the 7-game?
All right. Well,
now I knew it was a neck. I heard it was a neck injury, but I didn't hear it was there was an illegal check with it.
Well, that's what you wrote it down in the notes. I was just reading the notes.
No, that came actually.
Oh.
You want to know where
the one? Wasn't that the one Reeves hit him?
Ryan Reeves.
Was it Ryan Reeves? It could have been. Oh, and by the way, Malkin has a full no move clause. So, all right. Well,
there's a way around the no move clause. You know that, right? You waive them.
No, you can't. A no move clause means you can't waive them.
Oh no, it's a no trade clause.
It's the no trade clause. There's a difference between a full no trade.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I didn't. I was thinking no trade.
Yeah. All right. Next up is Philip Hronik will be sidelined for approximately 8 weeks following a successful lower body surgical procedure. Notably, Hronik will not require any upper body surgery as reported by Patrick Alvin.
Wow.
That's a big loss. For
Adam, you're up with the biggest news.
Ooh.
Sorry, to go back to it, it was the Tanner Jeannot assessed the penalty for the
yeah, he got a 3-game suspension. It was Tanner Jeannot. Now that yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I had to look that up real quick because that was bugging me.
Yeah, he got a 3-game suspension. I knew there was a suspension with it. I just couldn't. I should have remembered Tanner Jeannot because he's a king.
Yeah.
Well, the biggest news that Gary already spoiled is New York Rangers goaltender Igor Shesterkin has been extended 8 years for $92 million contract extension, as reported by Elliot Friedman for the Sportsnet, making him officially the highest paid goaltender in the history of the NHL.
Yeah, $11.5 million a year.
Total, yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Do you think Shesterkin is worth $4 million more than Hellebuck a year?
I think it depends on this year.
I don't know. The
think
way
his-
Hellebuck's been...
No.
Because even Shesterkin, he
The
struggled
answer
last
to
year,
that
too.
right now would be no.
Yeah.
In a year, might be yes.
Yeah.
Hellebuck, I mean, of course, Winnipeg is not as hot as they were, and Minnesota's overtaken them in the Central. So I don't know. You might want to say Gustafson.
Oh man, he one of the saves he made last night. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't have really mattered if the Ducks scored at that point in time because it would have been a garbage time goal. But he literally made like a no look pad save with his left pad.
They were talking about that. Of course, I was driving. I didn't see it, but I got to listen to that part.
I think
I don't know
I think TSN on Instagram posted it this morning. I saw the highlight this morning on Instagram.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
All right, you ready to do game recaps?
Sure.
And then after game recaps, we can talk about, or we could do our player of the week predictions, and we could talk about the Four Nations too.
Okay.
So, Dad, I'll let you go first since you have the two games.
Okay. So let me pop this. Get over and pop it up larger here. This way. There we go. So last Saturday, a week ago, we were playing the Ottawa Senators, which was the crazy game that we lost in overtime in Ottawa. And we owed them. Let's go over some stats before we go to who scored. Shots on goal. The Kings outshot Ottawa 27-22. On the face-off circle, 58-42. The Kings won that. And this is something earlier in the season that the Kings were losing. And part of that problem was that Kopitar was just off his game at the start of the season, but he's really definitely picked it up since then. Ottawa's 0 for 1 on the power play. Kings were 1 for 3. Hits, the Kings 36. Ottawa 31. Block shots 20-14. The Kings won that one. They also won the giveaways. You don't want to win that one, but they had 11-10. And takeaways, the Kings won that 8-3. Now to the scoring. In the first period, Alex Laferriere with his 11th goal. From Deneau, his 11th, and Spence his 4th on a deflection. So Kings won, Ottawa nothing. Then, Tim Stützle. Kings could have drafted Stützle, but they took Byfield, and it's been a controversial subject and probably will be for both of their careers. But he scored his 10th from Batherson, his 15th, and Tkachuk, his 15th. Tied the score on a wrist shot at the 9:14. So after one period, it's 1-1. Move into the second period. Adam Gaudette got his 12th at the 6:11 mark from Shabbat, his 11th, and Bernard Docker, his 3rd, on a tip-in. So now it's 2-1 Senators. And this is where the Kings take over the game. Kevin Fiala got his 9th, unassisted on a wrist shot at the 7:26 mark. So going into the third period, it is 2-2. And who starts off the scoring? Just 1 minute and 37 seconds into the third period, but the captain, Anze Kopitar, future Hall of Famer, with his 8th from Trevor Moore, his 11th, and Gavrikov, his 8th. Then Adrian Kempe, better known as Juice, got a power play goal from an assist from Kevin Fiala, his 7th, and Quentin Byfield, his 8th, on a snapshot at 16:14 mark of the third period. So now it is 4-2 Kings. And to finish it off, Trevor Moore got his 4th, an empty netter from Kopitar, his 21st, and Gavrikov, his 9th, with a final score of 5-2. Let's go to the 3 stars of the game. Selected by the media, Alex Laferriere was the 3rd star with a goal. Second star was Trevor Moore with a goal and an assist. And the 1st star of the game, Kevin Fiala with a goal and an assist. And that was last Saturday. So I'm doing both of my games, Cody?
Yep, go for it.
Let's go to Wednesday's game. Wednesday's game, Kings are playing the Stars. If any team has the Kings number, it's the Dallas Stars.
Sorry, my stomach rumbled. No, I'm just kidding.
Did somebody just hear a car go by? Sorry.
That was we had some motorcycles speeding by the house.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So,
Told you I had an upset stomach. I'm sorry.
the Kings got outshot in this game 28-17. Wow. That's not good. The face-off circle, they lost that 56-44. Dallas was 1 for 2 on the power play. The Kings were 0 for 2. This is where it gets interesting on hits. Tell me if you've heard this big of a difference. The Kings 32 hits, Dallas 8. Block shots, Kings 21, Dallas 13. Giveaways, Kings 13, Dallas 19. Takeaways, Dallas 4, Kings 3. 32-8. Everywhere else, the Kings got dominated, but they got block shots and hits. And I think right there is where you talk of the difference in this game might have been, is the Kings did what they needed to do, even though they gave up more shots to keep Dallas from scoring. But let's go over the scoring. In the first period, Wyatt Johnson got his 5th on the power play from Jason Robertson, his 10th, and Jamie Benn, his 9th, on a wrist shot at the 2:34 mark. Then Mason Marchment got his 11th from Stankoven, his 12th, at the 13:40 mark on a snapshot to make it 2-0 Dallas after 1 period. This is where, again, the Kings took over the game. Tanner Jeannot, the guy who beat up Besser, got his 3rd from Fogle, his 6th, at the 4:40 mark on a wrist shot. So it's now 2-1, still in favor of Dallas. Then the guy everybody said the Kings overpaid for, but so far I think he's earned his money, is Joel Edmondson got his 4th goal. He's got more goals than Quentin Byfield does. I just don't get that. The assist came from Kyle Burrows, his 2nd, and Kopitar, his 22nd, at 15:38 mark on a deflection. Then in the third period, and so after 2 periods, it's 2-2 going into the third period. 2:22 into the third period, Morten Forgel got his 7th from Jeannot, his 2nd, on a wraparound shot, and that was the game winner. So final score, Kings 3, Dallas 2. Please write that date down. We actually beat the Stars. Let's go to the stars of the game. 3rd star, Joel Edmondson with a goal. 2nd star, Tanner Jeannot with a goal and an assist. And the 1st star, ex-Oiler, Warren Fogle with a goal and assist. And those are the Kings games of the week.
All right. Let's move on to the Ducks games of the week. The first game of the week, the Ducks play against the Ottawa Senators. The Ducks win this one 4-3 in a shootout. This was the first shootout for the Ducks this year. First goal of the game, Frank Vatrano gets his 5th of the year on a power play from Strome and Terry. And then about 3 minutes later, Brady Tkachuk gets his 12th of the year on the power play assist from Tim Stützle and Batherson. And then Jackson Lacombe to make it 2-1 right before the period ends to get his 3rd of the year with assists from Troy Terry and Frank Vatrano. So the Ducks take the first period 2-1, and then shortly after the second period started, Brady Tkachuk gets his 2nd goal of the night and his 13th of the year to make it 2-2. In the 3rd period, Frank Vatrano gets the scoring started with his 6th goal of the year, his 2nd of the game, to make it 3-2. And then not 2 minutes later, Nick Cousins ties it up 3-3 to get his 2nd of the year. This was just a game where the Ducks just could not keep the frickin' lead to save their life. And they've been doing that all year. So I don't understand why like I said, they finally scored, then they give up a goal. They scored, they give up a goal. How about we score and don't give up a goal? That'd be great. But yeah, this game goes into overtime. Both teams get some good chances in overtime, but eventually we go into a shootout. The Ducks decided to go first since they were the home team. Cutter Gauthier gets his first shootout of his NHL career, and unfortunately, Ullmark makes the save. Tim Stützle was second. He got stopped by, was it Gibson, or let's see, who was it? I forgot who was in goal this game.
Dostal.
Was it Dostal?
Yep.
Was it?
The true Ducks fan.
Yeah, Dostal.
The true Duck fan spoke.
Oh,
He knew who was in goal.
yeah.
I also just looked him up too.
Well, see, that's what helps.
I was trying to recap the games in my brain, so I had to look at the box scores.
That's what I literally just
Oh
did.
man, Adam, you just ruined that whole segment right there.
I know.
Well, Troy Terry gets goes in the shootout, and he scores the goal to make it 1-0 in the shootout. Then Josh Norris gets stopped by Lukas Dostal, and then Trevor Zegras ices the shootout, wins the game to score, and Ducks win this one 4-3. The shots on goal, the Ducks outshot Ottawa 34-31. Much better in the faceoff in this game. It was 52-48. Power play, the Ducks were 33%. They were 1 for 3. Ottawa was 1 for 4. The Ducks out-hit Ottawa. I think this is the first time I think I've seen the Ducks losing the block shots, 19-17. But then again, this is a common one for the Ducks. They give up the more giveaways, so 21-16. The 3 stars of this one was Brady Tkachuk was the 3rd star. He had 2 goals for 2 points. Troy Terry was the 2nd star with 3 assists. And then Frank Vatrano was the number 1 star with 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. And then was it Lukas Dostal? He had, let's see if I can find it again. Nope, wrong one. He had, how many shots on goal? Was it 31? So he had 28 saves on 31 shots. So the Ducks start the week off strong. And then I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe it was too many days off. But the Ducks on Wednesday are at home against the Vegas Golden Knights. They lose this one 4-1. The Ducks got outshot in this game 33-20. It was just not a pretty game all around by the Ducks. I'm not going to be honest.
You're not going to be honest.
I'm going to be honest. Sorry. Like I said, it's my flu game. Okay, leave me alone.
Oh,
God,
this is too much fun. We're not leaving you alone.
I know. This is the game. This is the game where former Ducks come back to haunt the Ducks. William Karlsson gets the scoring started for the game. He gets his 5th of the year to make it 1-0 Vegas. And then Shea Theodore gets his 2nd of the year to make it 2-0 Vegas. And then Jackson Lacombe scores his 4th of the year to make it 2-1 with assists from Cutter Gauthier and Mason McTavish. So it's 2-1 going into the third. Alexander Holtz gets his 2nd of the year to make it 3-1 in the third. And then Shea Theodore gets his 2nd of the game, 3rd of the year for the empty netter to make it 4-1 Vegas. And that is your final on Wednesday. Like I already said before, the Ducks got outshot 33-20. Oh God, the face-offs. Oh geez. The Ducks lost the face-offs 67-33%. That is bad. That's not even bad. That's horrible. 33%. Jeez. Both teams were 0 on the power play. Ducks out-hit Vegas 17-11. Vegas had more block shots 17-14. Again, the Ducks win the giveaways, which is not a good thing. 18-17. I believe it was Gibson in net for this one. So this was the 3rd different goalie to face against the Knights this season. They had Reimer play the first game. Dostal played the second game against Vegas, and then Gibson played this game. So this is the season where the Ducks, again, lose the season series to the Vegas Golden Knights. Again, I would say the Ducks have only won 1 season series, and that was last year. 3 stars of this game. Jack Eichel was the 3rd star. He had 2 assists for 2 points. Lacombe was the 2nd star with 1 goal. And then Shea Theodore, of course, he's the number 1 star because he likes to haunt the Ducks. 2 goals for 2 points as the number 1 star. Yeah, this was, like I said, this was not a pretty game all around. And it didn't help that we also lost Trevor Zegras in this game to that non-contact injury. I really hope he's okay, but the way he went down and how he signaled to the bench that he's like, nope, I need help right away, it was not a good sign. So hopefully we can hear some good news about his injury soon. On to the game last night, another game I wish I never watched. The Ducks lose this one 5-1 against the red hot number 1 team in the league, Minnesota Wild. The Ducks got outshot 33-27. I didn't even think. I thought they got outshot more than that last night. This game, there was no scoring in the first period, so it was pretty back and forth in the first. But in the second period, Marco Rossi got his 8th of the year to make it 1-0 on the power play to make it 1-0 Minnesota. Then this was the weird goal, I would say, of the game. To be honest, I couldn't even tell you who really scored this, but they gave it to Marco Rossi. I guess he threw it in the net. It got mixed up right underneath Gibson, and Gibson kind of lost track of the puck, and then Gibson kicked it in on his own. So the Ducks are down 2-0, and then Matt Boldy scores his 12th of the year to make it 3-0 Minnesota after the second period.
Gibson thought the puck was under his pad, and he lifted up his pad to move it back, and then didn't realize it was right behind his foot and launched it right back into the net.
Honestly,
those happen.
No, I've done it.
Yeah, I know it's not. I can't get too mad because I know it's not an easy thing to do at all.
Well, but goaltender fundamentals, he should have looked behind him first instead of trying to look under him.
I don't know if he would have even saw it because it was still kind of hiding under his pad.
No,
wasn't
it? It was back behind his foot when he lifted up his foot to move it.
Yeah. But like I said, I know it's not an easy thing to do, but honestly, this was, I think, Gibson's worst game in a while that all year easily. He didn't look himself. There was a lot of, and they were saying this on the broadcast last night. Like there was a lot of shots that like kept going between his arm and his body, and just kept squeaking through. Luckily, most of those, I don't think any of those really went in. But like he didn't look like himself last night. So
It seemed like the Wild were testing him more so left or right than directly on. Like they were making him move a lot. Like I haven't seen him have to go, coast to, or post to post like that in a long time either.
see, and I think that would have been a better game for Dostal, because I think Dostal's better at those kind of situations than Gibson is.
Yeah, Dostal's definitely he's kind of a better scrambler, where Gibson's more of a direct shot kind of guy, but also it depends on the year as well.
True, but
well,
yeah,
the Minnesota number one line, all three of them had 3 points.
Yeah.
Thanks for the reminder.
Well, I mean, but you're talking about the leading scorer right now in NHL, Kaprizov. He's on that line with Rossi and
Boldy. Yeah.
And they were some nice passing on some of those goals. I mean, Gibson didn't always have a chance on every shot that happened with him. They did a very good job of making him work till he was not in a good position and was going to score.
Well, that first power play goal, I'm not blaming Gibson at all on that one. The power play they were too wide open, and Kaprizov just literally threaded the needle, and Rossi was just literally just catch and shoot. He had nothing but a wide open net. So, like I said, can't blame Gibson on that one. The second one was the weird one. I'm trying to remember the Boldy one. I'm trying to look at the visualization on this one. Let's see. Yeah, of course, Kaprizov has the puck when they score. Oh, that one was just, again, like exactly what you said, Adam. A lot of left to right stuff on him.
Yeah, you want to beat a goalie, you keep making him move left to right. That's how you beat him.
Yeah. Just to finish off the scoring for the game, Kaprizov scored his 17th of the year to make it 4-0 Minnesota. Brock McGinn in his first game back since being injured, which I'm kind of glad because his injury looked pretty nasty too. He got his 4th of the year from Cam Fowler and Brett Leeson to make it 4-1 on a nice little tip-in goal. And then Yakov Trenin scored his 1st of the year unassisted on a short-handed empty netter. So that was your final of the week. 5-1 Minnesota over the Anaheim Ducks. It was not a very pretty game. Face-off percentage, again, 58-42. The Ducks were 0-4 on the power play, and Minnesota was 1-3. The Ducks did out-hit Minnesota 21-15. 11 giveaways and 14 block shots for the Ducks. And again, the Ducks lose the season series to Minnesota. Both games, they give up 5 goals in each game. So in the 3 stars of the game, I don't see Anaheim Duck in sight. Yeah, like my dad already kind of spoiled everything. Matt Boldy is the 3rd star with 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. Rossi, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points as the 2nd star. And of course, Kaprizov is the number 1 star with 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. So, and that is it for the Ducks games of the week. Like I said, it wasn't a very pretty week for the Ducks at all.
Like, who do we even pick for Duck of the week? Like, I mean, do we pick Vetrano for his 2 goals? Do we pick Troy Terry for his 3 assists? But I mean, honestly, I'd probably pick Troy Terry, because even though he had the 3 assists on that first game in Ottawa, I mean, he's constantly all over the ice. He's constantly trying to get looks. He's trying to get those pucks in deep. Like, I mean, that's my pick for player of the week.
Well, I guess we can go into the player of the week. But yeah, honestly, I agree with you 100%, Adam. Troy Terry's looked great this week. he really he had like I said, the 3 assist game, but you could tell there's a difference when he's on the ice and when he has the puck.
Yeah.
So like he's the one out there making plays. So like I said, yeah, my player of the week is Troy Terry. That's who I was gonna pick too. Dad, who do you got for your Kings player of the week?
Yeah, something I never thought I'd say.
Oh boy,
Coach Jim Hiller.
Wait,
Is
I thought
my
it was
king
player of the week.
It's king of the week.
That's king of the week.
Yep, I'm gonna go with Coach Hiller. I could have gone with 3 different guys who all pretty much had the same stats, but Hiller made a bunch of line changes, and all of a sudden it clicked. And that's what a coach has to do is, you have to adapt to what's happening in these games. I'm not always a big fan of what he does, but it's working right now. So Jim Hiller is the king of the week.
Oh. Interesting.
Well, to keep it royally themed, who's your dunce of the week?
Dunce?
Oh, the jester of the week.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There's a jester. I couldn't think of it.
Yeah.
Jester of the week. I have to think about that for a second. Who's your lame duck, Cody? Do you have a lame duck?
That's an easy one. Mason McTavish.
Mason McTavish.
He just looks lost out there. Like I miss the McTavish that we had last season before he got injured. Where was that McTavish?
I think I'm gonna go, and he's probably the biggest winner of the Jester Award this season. Can you guess who that is?
I'm trying to remember.
Coach Jim Hiller.
He's your king of the week and your jester of the week.
I think he's been the Jester of the week a couple times, but
I think it was
this
2 or 3 weeks ago.
This guy's ahead of him just because.
Byfield.
He's got to pick it up. If we're gonna win a first round of a playoffs, we have to have Byfield, we have to have Moore, we have to have Fiala. They all got to start. I mean, Fiala is probably the best of the 3, has the best stats. Moore's second. I mean, Byfield's behind all of them. I mean, Edmondson has more goals than Quentin Byfield does.
Yeah.
Who'd have ever thought that?
Yeah.
Cody was a lot nicer than I would have been.
With what lame duck of the week?
Yeah.
Who's yours?
I mean, it could be either John Gibson. I mean, he gave up 7 goals in 2 games. He hasn't been looking the same. He's giving up a lot of fundamental, stuff that he shouldn't be giving up. Or in reality, the other one that I don't remember if it was last week or 2 weeks ago, but our wonderful coach. I mean, stop changing things around. You've seen lines that actually work together, and then it starts working together, and then you decide, let's shake it up and move it around. Like, stop, putting your hand in too many cookie jars. Just go with what works. So it's I'm either going with our wonderful coach or Gibson this week.
Like Gibson would have been would have probably been my next choice, but like I'm just seeing Mason McTavish on the ice. Like Gibson can only do so much at the same time, but Mason McTavish, whenever he has the puck, he's either dumping it in, makes a bad pass, or he just looks completely lost.
See, I would consider him our lame duck of the season so far because he's just seemed lost all season.
That
specifically for this week, I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go with Gibson.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you on that one at all. He has looked, but then again, you're also going against the number 1 team in the NHL and then the number 1 team in the Pacific, and especially the Vegas, who the Ducks just always struggle against.
Like I said, my my argument against Gibson is just it's a lot of fundamental stuff that he's screwing up on there. I mean, the fundamentals should be second nature to him. He shouldn't be having these like little squirters through the arm or not looking behind him and kicking a goal into the net. Like, there's just a lot of stuff that he should be doing that he's not.
Yeah,
true.
All good points, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's what make the world go round is our difference in opinions sometimes, and how we see things.
Well, I'm a little biased too because I'm a goalie, but
yeah.
Well, yeah,
like I said, I don't disagree with you on it.
And you probably know the techniques and everything a lot better than Cody and I would, where we wouldn't necessarily pick on that as much as you would because you've actually played that position. I played it once in a street hockey game.
Oh, here we go.
It was not pretty. I mean, was not pretty.
All right, let's do some predictions.
Well, we'll do our predictions, but before that, we've for the season, you went 2-1 this week.
Cool.
I went 1-1. I could have gone 2-0 if I'd have picked the Kings to beat the Dallas, but I just never thought that would happen. I am 13-8, and you are 8-12.
A bad record,
season.
just like the Ducks. Yeah,
you're slowly climbing back up there.
Yeah. You gained a little bit.
I try to go like I'm too optimistic sometimes. I will admit that.
Well, I'm going to just tell you something. Just on one opponent, if you would have picked opposite, you would be 10-10. Do you know who an opponent you're talking about for you?
Yes.
Who?
Do I have to say the name out loud? I feel it's like I'd rather say Voldemort.
Yes, you have to say it.
Beetlejuice. The Kings.
Yeah.
I know which two games which two games you're talking about.
You went with your heart, not with logic. Because
okay, the second one, the Ducks should have won that game.
I thought that was going to be a closer game than it was. It should have been a closer game, but the Ducks decided not to show up.
No, but the Eric Portillo game, they just got goalied that game. The Ducks deserved to win that game.
They did get goalied that game. And I said that right from the start.
No, you did. Yeah.
If it wasn't for the rookie having the great
game of his year, or the game of his life,
he was impressive in it. But you would be 10-10. You'd be 500 if you just because I made a comment both times to you. I go, "Are you sure you want to pick an upset on this one?" And
yes.
So far, I'm 2-0, and you're 0-2 on those. Anyways, let's go into predictions. Do you want me to go first? You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Tonight at 5:00.
Okay.
The team that spanked our little sister, we're going to beat them 5-4.
No, you don't get it. It went over your head, but it's okay.
What went over your head?
You asked me if I wanted to go first, and I said, yeah, I'll go first, and then you started going.
That's why I'm over here laughing.
That's why I was like, oh, okay. You just started going. I was like, okay, I was going first. But go ahead.
I got seniority.
Well, you definitely got the seniority part.
Thank you.
Well, according to our jerseys, I've got authority, so what's your point?
Okay, well, my jersey is an older Kopitar jersey, but he's the captain.
Yeah, but you're not wearing his captain jersey, so...
Well, that's because my son didn't buy me the captain one. This was a gift from Cody.
Yeah. I had to burn my credit card after.
Yeah, sure you did. You lying sack of crap, you.
All right, finish it.
I kept that clean.
Mom.
So, they're going on a road trip. They'll be on the road trip the rest of this week's games. They're going to be in New York playing the Islanders. I have the Kings beating the Islanders 4-3. Then 2 days later, on the 12th, they'll be going to New Jersey. I have New Jersey beating the Kings 4-3. And then on the 14th, they're going to go to, they're going to stay basically in the same area for those 3 games. They're going to play the Rangers, and I have the Kings beating the Rangers in a shootout 4-3.
That's some bold predictions.
I know.
Hey, go bold or go home.
I mean,
I got to let Cody catch up somehow.
I mean, in reality, if I would have guessed those games, I would have thought the Kings are going to lose 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, you forget when the
But it
Kings
could
went to
easily,
when they went to
go 2-2.
when they went into Minnesota, they beat the Wild like 4 or 5-1 in Minnesota.
Different team, though. I mean, Minnesota looks a lot better than that last game they played against the Kings.
Well, it's the same team. It's just maybe they're playing better. But the Kings defensively, their shot depression defense is slowing everybody down. Kaprizov was not a non-factor in that game, and I bet you that's the key right there. You got to take care of him. If they can do that, I mean, he's talented. Granted, that could be a 6-1 Minnesota win. I mean, we just never know. That's why the game's played. But
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb, Cody. You always say that. I went out on a limb this week. I'm giving you a chance to catch me. So
I'm definitely not going on a limb this week.
Well, like I wouldn't go off of. I couldn't tell you scoring because I'm not quite sure. But honestly, I thought they might lose against Minnesota. Islanders and Devils could go either way, and then I figured you guys are going to lose against the Rangers. But we'll see how.
Rangers have been playing like crap.
Yeah, but Shesterkin's got that new contract. He might have to prove himself.
Well, he doesn't have to prove himself anymore. He has the contract.
He has the contract. So, I go with my gut. Gut's not always right, but I'm 13-8 with my gut so far. So, yeah, even if I lost all 4, I'm still over 500.
All right,
well, it's like even with me on the Anaheim predictions, I would like to say we're going to win 2 out of 3, but I just don't think it's going to happen.
I'll go over my predictions. The Ducks go on a road trip this week also. The Ducks start in Montreal on Monday. I have them winning this one 3-2. And then
that's kind of where I was thinking.
Yeah. And on Wednesday, the Ducks are in Ottawa. I have them losing this one 4-2. And then on Thursday, they're in Toronto. I have them losing this one 5-2. So those are. I'm not going on a limb this week. Either that, or I just need to start choosing different limbs to go out on.
Maybe a little thicker limb.
Yeah, maybe a thicker limb. All right. So so now that we finished predictions, the 4 nations announced their rosters this week. So I'll go over all the rosters that each team has. For Finland, here's the forward group. We have Sebastian Aho, Joel Armia, Alexander Barkov, Michael Granlund, Eric Holla, Rupe Hintz, Capo Kakko, Patrick Laine, Arturi Lehkonen, Anton Lundell, Eetu Lesterainen, Mikko Rantanen, and Teuvo Teravainen. That's the forward group for Finland.
Oof.
Yeah. Defense, Jani Hakanpää, Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lundell, Mikko Mikkola, Olli Mata, Rasmus Ristolainen, and Juuso Välimäki is the defense core. And then the goalies are Kevin Lankinen, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and Jussi Saros. All right.
This is gonna be a fun tournament.
I was say now, that almost seems like the team to beat.
No, wait.
I said almost.
Yeah.
They're all pretty dang good.
Yeah. All right. For Team Sweden, here's the forward group: Victor Arvidsson, Jesper Bratt, Leo Carlsson, Joel Eriksson Ek, Philip Forsberg, William Karlsson, Adrian Kempe, Elias Lindholm, William Nylander, Gustav Nyquist, Elias Pettersson, Lucas Raymond, and Mika Zibanejad. Defensemen for Sweden: Rasmus Andersson, Jonas Brodin, Rasmus Dahlin, Matthias Ekholm, Gustav Forsling, Victor Hedman, and Erik Karlsson. And the goalies are Philip Gustafsson, Jacob Markstrom, and Linus Ullmark.
Dang.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't want to face either team.
Well, no,
right.
you just keep going. It's going to be that way with every one of them.
All right, for Canada, the forward group: Sam Bennett, Anthony Cirelli, Sidney Crosby, Brandon Hagel, Seth Jarvis, Travis Konechny, Nathan McKinnon, Brad Marchand, Mitch Barner, Connor McDavid, Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, and Mark Stone. Defense: Cale Makar, Josh Morrissey, Colton Parayko, Alex Petrangelo, Travis Sanheim, Shea Theodore, and Devon Taves. And then goalies: Jordan Bennington, Aiden Hill, and Sam Montembeault.
Okay.
And then for USA, for forwards: Matt Boldy, Kyle Connor, Jack Eichel, Jake Gensel, Jack Hughes, Chris Kreider, Dylan Larkin, Austin Matthews, JT Miller, Brock Nelson, Brady Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk, and Vincent Trocheck.
Ooh.
Defense: Brock Faber, Adam Fox, Noah Hannafin, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Jacob Slavin, and Zach Rowinski. And then goalies: Connor Hellenbuck, Jake Ottinger, and Jeremy Swayman. And those are the rosters for the four nations.
Okay, guys, here's our challenge. I'm making a challenge. We each got to predict who's going to win it.
Okay.
I'll go first. All
right.
I think USA. It might just win it. They're tough.
Yeah.
They've got just about a little bit of everything. The one thing about Canada, I think their goalkeeping is
the worst in the four nations
of all four teams.
You know what's funny? You know who they could have picked for goalies?
Bennington?
Yeah, that too. But no, there was someone they could have picked, and honestly, he's better than all three of them combined. Right now, is Joey Decord. His parents are.
He could have played for 3 different countries, right?
Well, not anymore. So he technically could play for if he wanted to. So say if Bennington gets hurt or whatever, Decord could play for Canada for this tournament, and then for the Olympics he can come back and play for USA if he wanted to, because it's 2 different associations. So just because he plays for one doesn't mean he can't play for the other.
He's not locked.
But no,
I've heard all that.
Switzerland already came, or the IIHF already came out and said he is ineligible to play for Team Switzerland. So he could either play for Team Canada or Team USA, pretty much, for the Olympics.
Interesting. So I picked mine. So
Adam, who are you going for?
So for 4 nations, Gary has USA.
Cody, I'll let you go because I'm going to give my analysis on why I think who's going to win.
I'm between 2 teams. One of them, I agree with my dad on this. Like, I think it might be, but I think like my sleeper pick is Sweden.
You can see that.
So,
no doubt, any of the 4 teams. You know, we're talking about how many different players and all of them meshing together, playing well together, having, a plus game, because everybody has negative games.
Yeah.
All that it's so tough. But I mean, I just think overall Hellebuck, who's going to be better than Hellebuck there? The only thing I think the USA, I'm going to give you my analysis. The only thing USA's defense is not big. They're not big boys.
Yeah.
But they're all high quality defensemen. And then their forward group is as good as any of them.
I still think Canada has the best forward group overall.
Well, yeah, they got McDavid.
Yeah, McDavid, McKinnon, and Crosby.
Yeah, agreed. And they got the bigger.
I was going to say my analysis kind of goes along with Gary's. It's how many of those guys have actually played together? I mean, some of them might have played together on, Team Canada in the Olympics. How long ago? Like, a lot of the... Plus, I mean, obviously they have the worst goaltending setup. So, I mean, I think their goaltending is going to take them out of the tournament. But I don't know, I think the U.S. is going to... I think they're the heavy favorites in my book, mainly because if you think about it, a lot of those guys have actually played together, and they've played together like earlier than the Olympics. I mean, you have the Hughes brothers. I mean, they constantly, mess around with each other in the off season. Like, you have guys that have actually worked with each other outside of the NHL and inside the NHL a lot more within the U.S. roster than really a lot of the other rosters, except for maybe Sweden. I mean,
I would say Sweden, because a lot of those guys probably come from the Swedish Hockey League.
Well, plus a lot of those guys actually will go back to Sweden and just, play it together in the off season and work out with each other. So, I personally think that USA is going to have the quicker time to mesh together and actually work as a team.
Yeah.
But I think it might come down to US and Sweden in this one.
That's my two right there. But I'll be different. I'm gonna go with Sweden winning it. Of course, I want USA to win, but I don't know. There's just something on another limb I have. I don't know which one, but I'm gonna go with Sweden.
You and the limbs.
Yeah, me and the limbs.
And you've been falling off that limb pretty regularly.
Yeah, I know.
Like I said, I want US to win, but
no, I want US.
It could go either way between Sweden and.
So here's some interesting facts about the four nations. So the USA cap hit is $178 million. Canada's is $172 million. Sweden's is $156 million. And Finland's is $117 million. The oldest players. Sidney Crosby's 37 years old and 119 days, and I think this is the date. Their age as of December 4th. So, and then you got Brad Marchand at 36, Gustav Nyquist at 35, Pietrangelo at 34, and Markstrom also at 34. The teams with the most players in the tournament. You guys want to guess on which team has the most players?
Ooh, that's
Panthers?
Panthers are number one with 8. You have one team with 7, and then the next 4 all have 5.
Give us conference.
Conference, there's
not division, conference. The East or West.
There's two and two. 2 West, 2 East.
What's the 7 in?
Oh, sorry. The 7 is in the West.
Colorado?
No, but they are one of the teams with 5. Sorry, the teams with 5. There was 2 in the West, 2 in the East, and you got one of the ones in the West. The team with 7 is in the West also.
Edmonton? No.
No.
Dallas?
No. Dallas. No.
Utah.
No.
In the West.
Winnipeg?
Vancouver?
No. Think about a team that's also won a Stanley Cup recently.
Vegas.
They have the 7.
And they're number 1 on the Pacific right now.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you the other ones.
So
Rangers
Adam,
Rangers have 5, Lightning have 5, and Wild have 5.
So Adam, who is your actual pick? You kept saying you were.
I think you said USA.
USA is going to edge them out, but like I said, I think either one could go either way, but I'm going to pick US.
Okay, so boy, Cody, you could have big kudos because we both picked the US. Nobody picked Canada.
Yeah.
I don't see their goaltending.
Yeah.
If they wouldn't have had Binnington on the team, I would have considered them a bigger threat, but Binnington's just too much of a liability between the pipes right now.
Wouldn't it be funny if they won and Binnington won the MVP of it?
Oh my God.
I mean, he can be that good.
No,
he can be.
Absolutely.
You know.
But I mean, he really
but he's one of those guys that it just matters on the day.
But he's
not consistent enough.
He hasn't been as consistent or in his
prime 5 years ago.
Self since they won the cup, and that was what, 16, 17?
Yeah.
I think you're right. 17, I think.
Yeah.
So
he hasn't been the same goaltender since.
Yeah.
So there's one thing I've also forgot to add in the league news. The Blackhawks fired their coach Luke Richardson the other day.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys saw that.
I did, and I didn't even think about it.
I totally forgot to add it to the notes. And then I also got what Verbeek said about the Jacob Trouba trade. If I could just...
Well, I was laughing about the Richards fire because people were like, let's bring him to Anaheim. Like, no.
No, I'm good. I'd rather wait for Pittsburgh to fire Sullivan.
Exactly.
This is what Pat Verbeek said on Jacob Trouba. Jacob is a highly respected player in this league whose character and leadership qualities on and off the ice are second to none. We believe Jacob has many more years in this league and hope he is a big part of our future success. It's rare you are able to acquire a player with Jacob's experience, stature, and ability on the ice. He competes every shift, leads by example, and is a presence on the blue line every night. It's official. The Ducks have brought back the Bash Brothers with Gudis and Trouba. That last part I added.
No, the internet added that part.
No, I know. The internet did add that part, yes.
Are they taking credit for something that wasn't yours?
No, because
Adam, there's a new spot on Royally Quacked.
No. Okay, so when I was getting all the messages on Discord, like, oh, the Ducks are going to get are acquiring Trouba, and I'm like, and my first thought was like, what, are we reigniting the Bash Brothers with Gudis and Trouba? That's the first thing that went in my mind. Was like, oh, okay, Bash Brothers.
I would like to think Cronin has better sense in his brain, but I know it's not going to happen. But I would rather see them on two separate pairings than together.
Absolutely, two separate pairings.
Well, they have to be on two separate. They're both right-handed shot defensemen.
They don't have to be.
You don't have.
I mean, I would only have them together, maybe like for like a penalty kill or something.
I mean, with Doughty out, the Kings have Gavrikov and Anderson.
Yeah, but if you think about it, the NHL has a lot more left-handed shot defensemen than right-handed shot defensemen.
See, if they were to put them in a position to take over the mantle as the Bash Brothers, that's when you put them like on maybe the third line, but you definitely put them on the fourth line because you're not expecting much other than just severe damage to happen on the ice with them out there. But
I would say only put them together as if you really need to put a hurting on, like the game has gone out of hand and you're ready to make the game more red than it needs to be.
Yeah, but Cronin also hasn't shown a lot of sense in his management of the team, so I could see them being...
Well, they're defensemen, so there was only three pairs.
Yeah.
So they wouldn't be on the fourth line.
Well, I mean, like a later, like put them on like a later line matchup so that they can affect or
like pair them together with the fourth line.
Yes,
is what you meant. Okay,
yes.
That makes total sense because you got your possibly lesser talented players and they can make up a difference.
They're just putting them in a lower level defensive matchup is just kind of like sending them out there to be like a Stu Grimson or like they're just out there for damage and not control.
There you go.
All right. I want to bring a new game onto Royally Quacked. So I have a little fun. It's called Explaining Movie Plots Badly. I'm going to explain a movie plot badly. You have to tell me the movie.
So is this like our trivia question for the day?
Yep. I don't know. Have a little fun with this. All right. Here's the movie plot. Everyone tries the ice bucket challenge.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different things. Like, I mean,
are we talking like a new movie?
It's a movie. It's a very It's a very popular movie. Trust me.
Well, because I mean, if you think everyone tries the ice bucket challenge, like you can consider the name of a movie like The Polar Express.
No, but it's the plot, not the title.
Everyone. Like I'm thinking of like stupid movies of like
Christmas Vacation.
Like
no.
Deep Blue Sea or like
no.
Titanic.
All right.
I don't know why that just came to mind.
Here's another one. A talking frog convinces his son to try to kill his dad.
Oh, I went straight Disney on that one. I know it's not correct.
You're somewhat correct on this Disney part.
Shrek?
No, Shrek is DreamWorks. You're closer to the Disney part. They are part. It is technically part of Disney.
Well, it's not
that probably
Princess
gave it
and
away.
the Frog.
Don't think of it as an actual frog.
Well, then don't explain it that way.
Well, when I tell you, you'll understand it.
Say it again.
Talking frog convinces son to try to kill his dad.
Like you say a talking frog, I think of the Muppets.
No.
Kermit the Frog. The Muppets.
We're not talking about Patrick Mahomes here either, okay?
Obviously, I'm not very good at this game.
Hey, this one's... My brain is all over the place. I'm not getting this one.
All right, you give up?
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh. I get it now.
Yoda tries to...
Oh, I should have known that.
All right, well...
Oh, jeez. Talk about feeling stupid.
Let's see. What's another good one?
Oh, God. He's going to give us another one?
All right.
All right, Adam, you're up.
All right. A paranoid billionaire is afraid of immigrant.
Trading Places? You don't even know what Trading Places is, do you?
Nope.
I do. Because that's the one with Eddie Murphy, right? No.
Eddie Murphy, yes. Yeah. In fact, the billionaires are actually in Coming to America as bums.
I know.
So what was
Billionaires
it again?
afraid of an immigrant.
No.
Paranoid billionaire afraid of immigrant.
I mean, for obscurity, I want to go with Batman.
You're very warm, Adam.
Is it in the superhero realm?
Yes. I said you're very warm with the Batman.
So Iron Man?
No, you're colder with the Iron Man one.
Or are you talking about Batman versus Superman?
Batman versus Superman. I thought it would be... All right, then last one, and this one it has multiple movies to it. Man-child learns to be adult.
Big.
Technically, yes, but...
Man-child becomes adult.
Yeah. It's all...
Benjamin Button?
Think about more of an actor than movies. Think about this one actor, the movies he all plays in, he's usually a big man-child.
Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
Every Adam Sandler movie.
Billy Madison.
Every Adam Sandler movie.
Not everyone.
Mostly everyone.
Most of them.
90% of them. All right. I think that we're good for this episode, right?
Yep. I think we are. Thanks for joining us today, Adam.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Adam, you said you wanted to talk about something, right?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to promote Patriots hockey. We're doing a charity event at Toyota Arena, December 21st. We're doing essentially, if you buy a ticket, you get 2 games for the price of 1. So the Patriots will be doing a charity game at 11:45 in the morning on December 21st. And then that evening at 6 p.m., the Reign are playing the Coachella Valley Firebirds. And it's also the Reign's Teddy Bear Toss night. So,
I've always wanted to go to a teddy bear toss night.
Oh, it's amazing. Like, it's so much fun. Last year, the Patriots were actually able to be on the ice helping to pick up the teddy bears, and I was one of them. And it was just crazy because as soon as the goal scored, the teddy bears start flying, and we got onto the ice, and it just looks like a big tidal wave of teddy bears coming down from the arena. It was the coolest experience. Like, I'm going to do it again this year, and I'm actually going to have my GoPro on my.
Oh, that's cool.
Wearing my GoPro so you can actually see it from the ice perspective because it's just crazy. But yeah, we're doing our charity game. It's going to be a Patriots versus Patriots kind of a showcase charity game. So we're basically going to get a bunch of Patriots together and do it kind of kickball style where we're going to pick our teams and then throw on our jerseys and have a bunch of fun. And then, like I said, we'll be hanging out in the parking lot in between the games. If anyone wanted to come out and hang out with us. And then we're going to do the teddy bear toss game that night. We'll have a booth on the concourse. Plus, like I said, we're going to have the Patriots out there on the ice picking up the teddy bears. And we're also doing it in conjunction with Toys for Tots.
Oh,
okay.
Nice.
So we got 2 great causes out there that we're doing it for. So, Cody, I'll send you the flyer and the link for tickets and everything. Yeah. But yeah, if you guys want, come on out. Come support the Patriots hockey. Come support Toys for Tots. Come support the Reign. Not so much the Firebirds, but they'll be there, so we can kind of support them. But yeah, no, Cody, if I were you, come to that game. It's an awesome game. It's so much fun just to watch the teddy bear toss. It's like I can only say it's just crazy because I've seen the two perspectives of from the stands and the teddy bears going is one thing, but when you're on the ice, actually watching them fly at you, it's a whole different experience.
I think it's great unless you're the away team goalie.
True.
Well, that date is actually his wife's birthday and their
our wedding anniversary.
4th anniversary?
Yep, 4th anniversary.
Is that date.
It's your 4th anniversary. It's not a big milestone.
Tell Christina that.
Oh, trust me, I'm pretty sure Cody's
you tell your wife that, Adam.
Oh no, I was told for my wife's birthday next year that no hockey is involved, even though because her birthday's in February, so it's usually around when the Reign do their Pink in the Rink and those type of games. So like I was already told this year because it's a big milestone that no hockey's involved.
Well, I hope you live up to that expectation.
Well, what date is her birthday?
My wife says February 2nd.
Okay. My birthday's 13 days later.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you can convince Christina to come out for just that game, and then you can obviously make it up to her because you're married and you have plenty of time to do that.
Yeah, I'll try my best, Adam.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. But if I could, that'd be so fun to do.
Yeah, it's great. Like I love going to that. Like it's awesome to be a part of it too, and especially now that they give us the opportunity to be on the ice to pick up the teddy bears. It's like I said, for me, it's just a completely different experience, and it's so much fun. And I can't wait to be out there with my GoPro this year, just trying to get the footage of teddy bears in a big old tidal wave coming onto the ice.
I could see me with a teddy bear seeing you on the ice going, I got to hit Adam.
Oh,
I got to hit Adam.
You're not the first one. I had a lot of people throwing teddy bears at me last year.
Well, that's a great cause. Fans, you can come out and support that. It's not just for Patriot hockey, but also for Toys for Tots. You get to see not just one game, but 2 games with, maybe a little bit parking lot fun between games.
Yeah.
So
that sounds like a fun day, honestly.
It does.
It's going to be a good day.
So I guess we'll have to talk to our wives about that one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, speaking of wives, Gary, I was going to mess around with Cody, and
oh no,
since I was going to say that, there was a 2-episode span of swearing on the episode, I was going to tell Cody to have like a little button where every time I swear, there's just going to be a quack that pops up. And then I was going to go off on a massive rant, and then all you're just going to hear is quack, 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 quack.
I think it would have been awesome. I mean,
not this episode. Like I said, I'm still under the weather. I'm like, I don't even want to edit this, but we'll see how this one goes.
Oh, this would have been the episode that I was going to make you do it because I was going to go off on Gibson.
Well, I would have just muted you altogether, so we would have been just talking to nothing.
Well, Adam, we're going to have you on again,
and
so we'll have to plan it that way so you can. Quack, 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 quack.
I think I'm just have one big quack for that part.
One. Wow.
I can see Cody coming in as a voiceover, and this is where Adam goes off, and none of it is appropriate for the podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
we want to keep it as close to clean as we can.
Yeah.
So.
But
anyway.
all right, well. We're at an hour and 35 now, so
okay, let's rock it.
But everyone, please. Oh yeah, we went 2 hours? I think last time.
That one we did, yes.
Yeah. But everyone, like I said, please go follow Patriots hockey and help out with the Toys for Tots and the Teddy Bears toss, and support the charity for Patriots hockey. That would be great. Go follow them on Instagram and everything. I'll post all the links as soon as Adam sends me everything for the event and everything. Don't forget to follow us at Royally Quacked on all your social media platforms and all our podcast platforms. We're on everything for Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Also, we do have one big announcement. Also, starting with this episode, we are starting to do video podcasts, so you'll see our ugly faces, except for Adam. Also we've happily joined a new network. It's an up and coming network. It's called Elite Sports and Entertainment Network. We are happy to join them. We're going to be the first hockey podcast on their network. Hopefully we can start getting more so we can collab a little bit and everything. So expect to see a little bit more video and like reels and stuff like that. I'll try to start posting those to kind of help boost our podcast a little bit and everything, get it more out there so everyone can enjoy the game of hockey like we all do here.
Yep, love it.
So on that, you guys have anything else to say?
Actually, to add on to the charity game for the Patriots, the game is December 21st. Patriots game is at 11:45 a.m. Rain game versus Coachella is at 6 p.m. Last day for ticket sales through the Patriots website is going to be December 20th.
December 20th.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, let's support them, everybody.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll see you guys all next. Actually, I don't know if we'll see you. We may have. We'll have to talk about next week. We don't know yet.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm probably not available to do a podcast next week, so it might be you might not have anything till 2 weeks. We'll see if we can work it out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, family and company events that I have to attend next week, and Cody's got he's busy that week too. So we might have a 1 week hiatus where we'll refresh and come back with some crazy stuff for you then. But just keep looking for us in your on your podcast platforms, and you'll see if we have a new episode out.
Yeah.
Anyways, Cody?
Huh? Let's go Ducks.
Go Kings go.
Quack, quack,
See you
quack.
next week. Quack, quack, quack.
A father and son, a bond so strong, talking hockey all day long. Royally Quacked, their podcast show, sharing stories, highs and lows. From the Kings to the Ducks they go. Shout and go Kings, go! Quack, quack, they cheer. A father and son, their passion sincere on the ice. Their love appears through the highs and lows in the years. The legends of Gretzky, Solana's grace, passing on history in every case. Father teaching son, a legacy shared. On Royally Quacked, their stories end. Face off in life, together they stand. Shout and go Kings, go! Quack, quack, they cheer. A father and son, their passion sincere on the ice. Their love appears through the highs and lows and the years. Let go! The legends of Gretzky, Solana's grace, passing on history in every case. Father teaching son, a legacy shared. On Royally Quacked, their stories end. Face off in life, together they stand. Shout and go Ducks, go! Go Kings, go! A father and son, watching the show. Through wins and losses, their spirits grow. On Royally Quacked, they steal the show.